The sound of the clock tower. York had always felt like a city with a secret. Its old walls and narrow streets seemed to whisper when the wind blew just right. For Oliver Kent, returning after 10 years felt like stepping back into a chapter he never finished. Now 30, he walked past St. James Academy, the school that shaped his teenage years. The building still stood proud, its Gothic clock tower looming over the courtyard. But one thing had changed, the clock. It was working. That was impossible. He remembered clearly, during their final year in 2009, lightning struck the tower. The clock stopped at 9 p.m., and the school never bothered fixing it. Everyone in town used their phones anyway. But last week, as Oliver passed the school, the tower chimed 9 times. A perfect, low bell echoed through the dusk sky. It happened again the next night. It happened again the next night. Curious and a bit unsettled, Oliver contacted Alice Moore, an old friend who now worked as a documentary filmmaker. He knew if anyone would be interested in the mystery, it was her. Alice was thrilled. "This is exactly the kind of local story I'm after," she said. They met at a cafe across from the school. Oliver told her everything. She sipped her coffee, then leaned in. "Do you know who the janitor was back then?" "Mr. Gibbons," Oliver replied. "He retired the year after us." The next day, they visited Mr. Gibbons at his small flat near the city wall. He was surprised to see them, but his eyes lit up at the mention of the tower. "No one ever asked me about it," he muttered. "Strange thing, that clock. Never really broke. The mechanism was intact. But someone tampered with it." "Why?" asked Alice. "I never knew. Just told the headmistress it couldn't be fixed." She was relieved, actually. That night, Oliver stood beneath the tower again. 9 p.m. It chimed, exactly 9 times. He looked up. This wasn't a glitch. Someone wanted it to be heard again. Digging deeper, Oliver and Alice visited the school library, where Clara Evans, the librarian from their school years, still worked. When they asked about the tower, her face tensed. "Not here," she whispered. "Come after hours." At 6 p.m., Clara led them to a dusty archive room. In 2009, she said, a boy named Elliot Carson died. Oliver blinked. "Elliot? The quiet boy from the art club?" Clara nodded. "He used to sneak into the tower at night. Sketch from above. One evening, lightning struck while he was inside. They said he fell, but..." "But what?" Alice asked. "There was no lightning that night." Oliver couldn't sleep. His mind circled around Elliot's name. Back in school, they hadn't been close. But Oliver remembered his drawings, dark towers, cracked windows, and always a clock. They decided to return to the tower. Alice used her credentials to get temporary filming access, and with Mrs. Wilson's signature, they were allowed inside, under supervision. But Mrs. Wilson warned, "There's nothing to find. That place is just memories and dust." The winding staircase to the tower groaned under their steps. At the top, dust danced in the light. The clock mechanism stood silent. But something shone behind the gears, a notebook. Elliot's notebook. Inside, sketches, notes, names. And a final message. If you hear the clock, it means the truth is close. I didn't fall. Someone was with me. Alice filmed everything. Oliver scanned the pages. The names, one of them was Mrs. Wilson. They returned to Mr. Gibbons. She made me lie, he said. Said it would ruin the school's name. But I found Elliot's backpack near the staircase. It wasn't lightning. It was a fight. The final piece fell into place. They confronted Mrs. Wilson privately. She didn't deny it. He wasn't supposed to be there. 2 students got in a fight. Elliot tried to break it up. He slipped. We covered it up. But why the clock now? Oliver asked. She hesitated. I think someone turned it back on. Maybe, someone who remembered. Part 6, The Bell Rings On. The next evening, they held a silent memorial in the schoolyard. Oliver, Alice, Clara, and Mr. Gibbons stood together as 9 chimes echoed. Alice's documentary, The Sound of the Clock Tower, premiered a month later. It didn't blame. It didn't accuse. It simply told the story of a boy who loved the view from the top and left behind a message. The clock still rings every night. No one has disabled it. No one dares. Some things are better when they keep ticking, just loud enough to remind you they were never truly gone. What do you think really triggered the clock to ring again after all those years? If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Brain, subscribe for more English listening practice through exciting short stories. Bell, and hit the bell so you never miss a new adventure. Red Heart, thanks for watching, and see you in the next story.